As we continue our discussion on financial management, under Unit 2, we are going to discuss about preliminary valuation exercises on various financial instruments. Now, there are basically two broad categories of instruments that are available, commonly known as fixed income securities or equities. And we're going to start with basically the fixed income securities first and try and understand what those are and how does the process of finding a present value get implemented in terms of doing valuation for something like a security, and how do we extend that process eventually in terms of common valuation of stocks or equities of a company as well, right? So that's the broad premise, and that's what we're going to kind of pick up under this particular unit. We are going to have firstly, Valuation 1 on introduction to fixed income securities and the entire portion around fixed income securities. What are fixed income securities? What are those markets? What are some of the key terminologies? How do we price a bond? What is the term structure of interest rates? And what are various risks that are kind of in place when someone is investing in bonds or fixed income securities, right? Uh, Subsequently, we'll move and do the same stuff for equities as well, or stocks as well, and try and see how does the net present value concept apply there as well, or how does the IRR concept apply there as well, right? That's the broad premise of how we are going to kind of incorporate this particular section. Let's begin with this one first and try and understand the first few portions of this. What exactly is a fixed income security? Before we go into finding out what the value of a fixed income security is, let's first define what is exactly a fixed income security, right? Now, imagine that a company borrows money from a bank, right? That's as simple as a corporate loan that the company has taken. Let's assume that the loan is 100 crore, right? If it is a 100 crore loan, effectively the total principal value of the loan is 100 crores, right? Now, instead of going to the bank, let us assume that the company actually chooses to borrow this money from individuals, right? Earlier they were getting it from a bank. Now we are saying it will take it from individuals, right? And this can be done by, for example, earlier this was the company and they were taking the money from the bank. Let's say this was the bank and the bank was giving money. Now, obviously, if you're taking money from individuals, one individual cannot give you 100 crore. So you'll have to take it from multiple people. So what you do is you go to a set of people, and to each of these people, you issue what is called as a certificate, right? Anyone who holds this certificate is entitled to some payment from the company, because this is the certificate that defines that someone has lent money to the company, right? Now, the company could, for example, issue 1 crore certificates of rupees 100 each, right? So 1 crore certificates into rupees 100 each would mean a total loan of rupees 100 crore, same as the earlier case, just that in this case, rather than taking the loan from one entity like a bank, the company has raised the money from 1 crore different individuals. It could be less than that, because one individual could buy more than one certificate. Once you get a certificate, in lieu of that, you're paying 100 rupees to the company. And effectively, the transaction that has happened is that in both the cases, the company has borrowed 100 crore, right? In both the cases, the company has borrowed 100 crore. Now, let's understand the premise of this in terms of interest. If the loan tenure with the bank was 3 years and the interest rate was 8%, then the company would be paying an interest of 8 crore to the bank every year. Effectively, if your interest rate is 8% that you're giving on a 100 crore loan, you have to give 8 crore every year to the bank, and you would have returned 100 crore at the end of the 3-year period. That's the principal repayment that you will do to the bank, correct? Now, in the second case, however, what will happen is that the company will make a payment every year to each investor. So each investor who holds a certificate in year 1, 2, and 3 will get a payment of rupees 8. Why 8 is because each certificate is worth 100, right? And because there are 1 crore certificates, the total payout will become 8 into 1 crore, which is 8 crore, right? In the third year, you pay 100 per certificate. Again, 1 crore certificate, which means 100 crore. Now, this is again going to be exactly the same payout as what the company would have done to the bank. 8 crore every year for the first 3 years. And at the end of the third year, you're going to pay the 100 crore back, right? The certificate, the certificate that the company issued is what is known as a fixed income security, or more commonly as a bond, right? Why is it called a fixed income security? Is because it's going to give a fixed income of rupees 8 every year till its tenure, and is eventually going to give back the 100 rupees at the end of the tenure, right? So a fixed income security is nothing but a sort of a loan. Essentially, if a company is borrowing money instead of from a corporate, from multiple corporates or multiple investors or multiple individuals, the company would issue some sort of certificates in lieu of those borrowings. Each of these certificates is effectively a bond or a fixed income security, and essentially it's nothing but a sort of a breakup of a bigger loan. So if the earlier concept was that the entire loan was taken from the bank, now you're breaking that loan into smaller chunks and taking that from individual investors or corporate investors, depending on what the demand of that loan is. Now, the guys who are giving you this money and taking the certificates could be individuals, could be funds, could be corporates, could be other banks, could be anyone essentially, right? So the entire concept is just that you're trying to create a security which is going to generate a fixed income stream. Every year or every period, there is going to be an income. That is why it is called as a fixed income security. In simple words, it is nothing but a loan, right? Always remember that a fixed income security is a loan, is a debt,